Go ahead.
Okay, I will call the March 21st, 2022 meeting of the Fairport Industrial Development Agency to order and ask for a roll call attendance as I am in the meeting via audio only. So you can hear who's there.
Rob Gentner is present.
Leslie White is present. Donna Stefano.
Ed Russell and Martha Malone and Lillian Cuevas.
And no Ken Roy this evening, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And Kevin Clark, as I said, I am here by phone joining this meeting. So I will open the meeting, the public comment portion of the meeting. And Martha, is there anyone in attendance that would like to speak to the board this evening?
No members of the public are present.
Okay, then I'll close the public comment portion and move on to approval of the February 22nd IDA meeting minutes. And I believe that all were in attendance with the exception of Leslie White, who had an excused absence. So could I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved to approve.
Rob Gentner,
I'll second.
Donna Stefano.
Are there any comments or corrections or discussion regarding those minutes?
No.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Move on to financial reporting, resolution 2022-03, authorizing payment of the IDA bills.
This is Donna, and I've reviewed the bills and they're accurate and complete. So I move to approve.
I'll second. Rob Gentner.
And does anyone have any questions or Mark, anything you want to call out on any of those IDA bills?
The resolution includes the last payment to the MRB group for the economic development study. So that's paid in full now.
Okay. All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And move on to financial statement balances and investment reports. So Martha, anything there that you would like to call our attention to?
On the cash balances, I continue to work with Megan Burke as things mature with regard to appropriate investments. And we did put together some funding and did purchase a new treasury bond. It takes a lot of back and forth with her, also checking with bank rates and so forth. But we're actively managing the maturities. And we have a nice ladder going for that. And we also note that the payment in full for the MRB group, the original budget was $25,000, but their contract was only $13,980, and that's paid in full.
Okay, that's good. Anyone have any questions or comments on the financials? Okay. Moving on to old IDA business. We have none on the agenda. Anything anyone has regarding old business they'd like to go over?
No, sir.
No, we do not.
Okay. Well, then let's go right into the new business of the IDA, the Thomas Creek Boardwalk project. And the phasing services is presented to us by the consultants, so
Right.
GPI.
Right. Thank you. As you recall, when GPI originally did a conceptual design phase for us with regard to replacing the boardwalk, we used that subsequent report as part of our CFA grant application process. And as you recall, we were awarded $53,000 and change and a 50% match to upgrade the boardwalk. I recirculated this proposal back to GPI and asked, given that it was dated September of 2020, would they like to make any changes or updates to that? But no, they've asked us to consider their bid to move on to the design and bid phase and the bid and construction phase. And you can see that outline there, that would be $7,500 for the design and bid document phase. And then an estimate of $3,000 for the bid and construction phase services. And
Now, they provided us with an engineering estimate, and refresh my memory here, was that estimate done when we did our grant application? And I guess what I'm getting at here, is there, should we be asking them to do a more current one with the state of construction cost increases, or what, there was a timing of theirs that captured most of that? Do you remember?
I recall that I did ask, the final, the one that we used, one moment please, was dated April of 21.
Okay, so that should have captured most of the escalation, but it's probably worth asking Tom that question again, so.
Right, and I know I've had some conversations with him because he does track the lumber prices especially,
Yeah.
but would I imagine, Chair, do you see that as an add-on to these services here, or would that be in the design and bid document phase?
No, I think it's just a check in the design phase, it should be.
Okay,
Because I don't think there's gonna be, I mean, we might even have the opportunity for those prices to come in lower than they were, almost a year ago, because there's a number of construction costs that are coming down, so, but I guess it's just a question to ask, check, are you still feeling good about it, or which way is the market trending?
okay. Mm-hmm. Right, as last time I talked to him, I think there was not a very large decrease yet. It hadn't really flowed through yet, I think, to the market. So, but good thing is it won't be more than, we don't anticipate that it would be more than the original
No.
estimate.
It shouldn't be, if it was done last April.
April 21. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I will ask him, to do, but that would be sort of the part of the phase and the design and bid document phase anyhow, right? Because we need to, when they consider the bids, they know what we're expecting, right? When you open the bids.
Right, because they do it by unit price, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So, okay. Okay, great.
And so timing of this now, what are we thinking about for timing?
Well, our grant allows us 2 years to complete the project. The goal would be, I would think, to get this out as soon as possible before work really heats up. So my goal would be, hopefully we can bid this out before the end of April, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the timeline. I'm meeting with John tomorrow, John Reddington of GPI tomorrow, and can get more details. But I feel that the IDA has sufficient funds at this time to undertake the project. We do have 2 years to do it. But I don't, and I will say the boardwalk is really in a state. And as the weather has turned, more and more people are out there, and it should also almost have another go through by the DPW just to take care of loose boards and so forth, unless we get this thing started soon.
Okay. The last that I walked there, I'm guessing it was probably in the fall. It was pretty well, lots of it was overgrown. So I wonder if we can work with the DPW, because I don't know how much of that our contractor would address through the construction phase of clearing any brush back off of the thing, And,
Well,
we have a little pre-construction meeting with the DPW to kind of address that, make sure that we're getting those, the signs, a lot of the signs were covered by vegetation and stuff. They weren't real visible. So I think that it just needs a good cut back too. So
I will say, Chair, I was out there probably last week. I actually have a video of I walked the entire boardwalk, and a lot of that has died back. I didn't, that was not my overall impression that it was terrible. So this is probably a good time to get in there and start working before things come back.
Martha, did you see major stuff last week when you?
There are boards
that.
that are sticking out and
Okay.
broken and, in further disrepair. We could ask the DPW to just close the boardwalk. I mean, I don't feel it's horribly imminent, but there's safety issues out there for, and it's popular with children. So, you always want to be careful of that. And
Sure.
so, we could ask DPW to, mark it closed pending renovation. I'll share the video, or actually I encourage everybody to take a look, wander out there and see for yourselves, but,
I haven't been doing much wandering, but,
oh, yeah.
but that's my only thought is even if we just put a Band-Aid on it and lock them off for now,
Mhm.
for 2 months, 3 months, depending on when we would actually have the bid out.
I'll share the video and ask DPW if they might be, there were a few boards that I didn't care for. They should either be removed or replaced or repaired, especially as the season gets better. And then I can work on a timeline with John tomorrow. Should we go forward with the next phase, we can talk about when we get this out to bid sooner than later, I would think.
I know we talked about the potential of like a camera. Where do we land on that?
Okay, there is a new Erie Canalway Heritage Corridor infrastructure grant that I'm working on. And one of the, this would be for items that were amenities that enhance the visitor experience. So John and I tomorrow, we're going to be talking about benches, signage. John, I remember you asked for, we should think about putting additional signage at the butterfly garden and so forth. And I also personally suggested that we put in some cameras. I talked with Matt Haggerty out at Fairport Municipal Commission. He was going to work up some costs for me on that. So I think that's not a bad idea.
Cameras for safety
And
and monitoring,
deferred-
cameras for like live streaming what's going on in there.
To my mind, it's safety more, that they have quite an array of cameras over at the FMC throughout the village. So why not include Thomas Creek? Well, I avoid it when I'm walking alone, but, and also to deter graffiti, which is a constant problem out there.
I also think of too, like future investment. I don't love the idea of random cameras around, but I like the idea of how much is it actually being used, and
Right.
in what windows of day, right? Along with what you suggested as well, safety, et cetera. But I thought too is it will show us usage when we think about our finite budget and where we want to spend going forward.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Is it a wise investment to continue to put money? Or is it just Martha out there walking along with
No.
Or is it what? Or is it only Martha out there enjoying the weather?
Right?
She's the only walker.
I'm confident that's not the case, but I thought that's another benefit.
Yep. Yeah.
At least even in a short term window of using the camera out there.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right, anything else from the board? So are we looking, Martha, you looking for us to give the go-ahead for, to move into, approve the contract for the next 2 phases?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any thoughts from the board regarding that? Everybody good with going forward for the future pages?
Yes,
Yes.
sooner the better.
Okay. All right, well, let's, I can have a motion from someone to authorize the board to move into, it would be the design bid document, bid construction phase services with CGI based on the proposal that they had given us, the prior proposal.
I move as Kevin described. Second.
Is there a second?
Donna Stefano?
Okay. Any more discussion or questions on that?
What was the total amount?
It's a $7,500 lump sum for phase B, and phase C is $3,000 estimated hourly.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Regarding that, can you update us to where we are with our butterfly garden and maintenance and how we left off and who is, and how we're doing that going into this season again, Martha?
Yes, we, last year we engaged Josh Landscaping to perform the maintenance on the butterfly garden. They did a really good fall cleanup last year and preparing the beds for, winter. And we do have them, they coming in the spring, but at this time, everything looks very, very good out there. It really does.
Good.
So
Good.
very happy with that.
That's great. Good. Good. Any other new business for IDA?
I do want to mention, I recently met with the Fairport Parenting Partnership and was able to share with them our economic development strategic plan. And they were very receptive, and I look forward to working with them together as they've been reconstituted. So it's good news all around.
Good. Good. And Leslie met as well. Is that with the director?
The director of Nancy Regas and Leslie White and myself, we also had lunch with Nancy to introduce ourselves and become more familiar. So
It was a good discussion.
That's good to hear.
very good discussion.
All right. Anything else for IDA that anyone has? All right, then we'll take a motion to adjourn.
So good. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you. Now we'll